It's Karen San Diego, and in today's video we're going to be talking about loose skin after VSG. Now, when I first decided to get this surgery, I want to say the number one question that I got as soon as I told people that I was considering VSG was, well, aren't you afraid you're going to get loose skin? And my answer to that question was always, yes and no, right? So no, I'm not afraid of getting loose skin because I do understand that when you lose weight incredibly fast, it happens. But I also do not want loose skin. So my thing was always that I would rather have loose skin than be overweight and be uncomfortable. But also there are tons of surgeries you can do to remove loose skin. So I always had it in the back of my mind that if I did get loose skin that I felt like was dramatic, that I would just have the skin removal surgery. So yeah. So before I get into showing you all of my loose skin, I wanted to talk a little bit about loose skin in general in case any of you are new on this journey and have no idea why I'm even talking about loose skin. So to back up a little bit, VSG surgery, you lose weight very quickly. And this does not only pertain to VSG, this also pertains to bypass, to lap band, to gastric balloon. This applies to even if you just lose weight naturally, but very, very quickly, loose skin is a thing. And the reason for this is as you lose weight really, really quickly, your body does not have time necessarily to catch back up. Depending on a lot of different factors that I will talk about in this video, you may have situations where your skin simply has been stretched and it lost weight so quickly, your skin did not have time to shrink back up. Our skin is like an elastic rubber band. So you keep stretching a rubber band. Normally you stretch it, it goes right back. Stretch it, it goes right back. But if a rubber band has been stretched for a very, very long time, when you take it off of whatever you had it on, it's not going to shrink back as small as it originally was because it has been stretched. And while it's being stretched, there's rips and all type of stuff that stop it from being able to shrink back down to its normal size. Or even think about like a spandex outfit that you had. Maybe somebody else put it on who was bigger than you, and because of that, they stretched it out. And now it's not going to shrink back to your size because it's been stretched for so long. However, if you had been wearing it and somebody else wore it maybe one time, they wore it, it goes back. Or you wash it, it goes back. It depends on how long it's been stretched. It depends on how well that fabric was maintained. There's a lot of things. So skin is very similar to elastic rubber bands and fabric and things like that. If something is stretched, it may or may not go back to its exact original form. But when it comes to loose skin, there are some things you can do to prevent you from having dramatic loose skin. And I say that to say, I do think that everybody who has gotten weight loss surgery or anybody who has lost weight really, really quickly will have some level of loose skin. Some people are really fortunate and don't have an extreme amount, or maybe has an amount that is so tiny that it's not even noticeable at all, even to them. But everybody will have some type of loose skin, especially if you are heavier before getting surgery or before losing weight. I won't get too deep into the science behind loose skin because I am not a doctor, but that was just my, layman's term definition of why we have loose skin. Now, although I do think that everybody that gets weight loss surgery will have some level of loose skin, I do think there are a lot of things you can do before you even have this surgery and some after that will help decrease the appearance of this loose skin and help you prevent having an extreme amount of loose skin. And when I say to before you have the surgery, I mean, if you're thinking of the surgery, but you know you're not going to have the surgery for years from now, you can start this today in order to make sure that when you start your journey, you're starting off on a better foot and you have a higher chance of being able to avoid having dramatic loose skin. First thing on my list is vitamins. Vitamins can help nourish the inside of your body and the outside of your body by adding in things like biotin that will help the elasticity in your skin, or even drinking things like collagen that will also help with skin elasticity. You want to make sure that you are being nourished from the inside out so that you're both protected on the outside and protected on the inside. Another great way to nourish the inside of your body that will then help you nourish the outside of your body is by drinking lots and lots and lots of water. Our skin, very much like the rubber band I was talking about before, the more moisturized it is, the less likely it is to rip when being stretched. Therefore, the more likely it is to snap right back when being shrinked back down to size. And water, even though you're drinking it, drinking lots of water can help nourish your skin as well, which is why when people are dealing with acne and things like that, it does help to increase your water intake, because that does help improve the appearance of your skin and improve the health of your skin through moisturizing your insides. Because drinking water hydrates not just the inside of your body, but the outside as well. So definitely increase your water intake if you're trying to make sure that you can perfect having healthy skin. Another thing that can help with elasticity in your skin is protein. Now, I do not think, I could be wrong, but once again, I'm not a doctor, but this is based off my knowledge. I don't think that protein itself is doing anything to your skin, but protein 1000% does help you with your muscle. And sometimes if you have an area of your skin, like let's use my arm for example, if I had a lot of loose skin on my arms, but I'm eating protein and working out, that protein is gonna help me build really good, strong muscles that can just fill out that skin and help decrease the appearance of loose skin, because I'm getting in a lot of protein, which is helping me build good, healthy muscles. So a lot of the time people think, okay, she has loose skin or he has loose skin, a good way to fix the loose skin is to go to the gym. That actually is not improving your loose skin. The gym does not help with skin elasticity. What the gym does is help you build muscle, and through helping you build muscle, it helps fill out that area in a way that is going to help decrease the appearance of the loose skin, not get rid of the loose skin in the first place. Another way that working out can help this is sometimes we'll have areas in our body that we think are loose skin, but are actually not. Loose skin, you should be able to pinch the area and literally see the skin like that. And if you do not have that, a lot of times you just have fat pockets. And when you lose the weight, your skin is still elastic there and will still snap back. So working out can help you lose weight in those areas for you to be able to see visibly what's loose skin and what's not once the fat is no longer in those areas. So I wouldn't say working out is a way to help you with loose skin, but working out is definitely a way for you to be able to differentiate between what's loose skin and what's not through targeting those areas and losing fat in those areas. And once you start building muscle in those areas because you're working out, it will help make those areas look better because you're filling it up with some nice muscle instead of fats. The next thing on my list is something that this is probably my favorite way that I go about trying to keep my skin healthy and decreasing the appearance of my loose skin, and that is moisturizing and exfoliating the outside of my body. So I already talked about how you can use water and vitamins and all these things to nourish and hydrate the inside of your body, but the outside as well, you're gonna want to have a few different products to be able to make sure that you are keeping the outside looking good. So in order to moisturize the outside of my body, I do have a few holy grail products that I want to share with you. I'll link all of these products in my Amazon storefront and in the description box so that you can purchase them if you would like to. The first thing that I use, I'm going to go in order of the way that I use these things. So the first thing that I use is an exfoliator. So this is the one that I like to use. It's the Dove Exfoliating Body Polish. You don't have to use this one. You can use whatever exfoliator that you like, but definitely exfoliating in the shower. I like to exfoliate like every other day in the shower. You can do it more or less based off of your needs, based off what you like. Most importantly, based off the way your skin reacts to it. I know some people say that when they exfoliate that often that their skin will feel irritated. For me, my skin looks and feels great when I do this, so I do it every other day. Sometimes I'll even be in there exfoliating every single day. But I like to use this one because it's not just an exfoliant, it's also pretty moisturizing. So this is step one for me in the shower. Next, while still in the shower, I like to go in with a moisturizer, in-shower moisturizer. So this one is by Olay. It's the Rinse Off Body Conditioner. I put this all over my body in the shower, and then you simply just rinse it out and get out. That's how this works. And this stuff leaves my skin feeling so smooth. And I literally could just stop right there, but I don't because I literally am crazy about moisturizing. The next thing I do is I like to use this anti-cellulite. I like to use this anti-cellulite oil. And for this one, I like to use it specifically on the areas that I know I'm more prone to having loose skin. So I use it on my chest here, on my boobs. I use it on my arms. I use it on my inner thighs and my stomach and butt. That's where I use this. And then, last step, I promise, And then after I moisturize with this oil, I like to use this Hydro Boost Body Gel Cream. I like this because it has hyaluronic acid in it, which is a very, very, very moisturizing ingredient. And this whole point of this routine is to get as much moisture onto my skin as possible. So I use this afterwards. I do go on top of all those areas that I used the oil on before, and then also moisturize all the areas that I didn't use the oil on. For me, the reason that I like this so much is because it is really, really lightweight. It doesn't have any fragrance, and it really moisturizes my skin. The thing with moisturizing as part of your way to decrease loose skin is when I said that the rubber band, sometimes if you look at a rubber band that has been stretched for a really long time, you'll notice cracks in the rubber band, and that is one of the things that is causing it to not be able to snap back. With your skin, we have a similar theory in that if you keep your skin moisturized, you'll decrease the chances of your skin cracking, and I'm talking about down at the cell level, like really, really tiny cracks that are stopping your skin from snapping back. If you are moisturizing your skin properly, you can decrease that by making sure your skin stays moisturized, thus helping with the elasticity in your skin. Now, if you already have loose skin, these things are not going to take away your loose skin. However, it can do really well at preventing it, and it can help have any further damage happen. Because if you have an area where you already have loose skin, it can get worse, and doing these things are a way to help stop it and help it not get any worse, if that makes sense. When it comes to loose skin, who has loose skin is going to depend on your background. So if you are somebody who is really young, I know a lot of you that follow me are really young. I'm talking like 18, 19, 20 years old. The chances for someone who is really young to get loose skin are a lot lower because people who are really young naturally have more elasticity in their skin just because of their age. Whereas somebody who is maybe 40 and above may have a higher chance of having loose skin because of their age. The age of your skin is going to play a big part in how elastic your skin is. So somebody who is older has a higher chance of having loose skin. That does not mean that someone who's young will never have any loose skin, and that doesn't mean that someone who is old is definitely gonna have loose skin. But age definitely does play a part in those chances. Another thing that can impact whether or not you have loose skin is how long you have been at a high weight. So for example, if you are somebody who literally has been big your entire life, you've never experienced what it's like to be skinny because since childhood, you've just been bigger, the chances are very high that you're gonna have loose skin. And that's simply because the skin has been stretched for so long that any chance of it being able to snap back are going to be less because of how long it's been stretched like that. I use the example with like a sweater or a spandex outfit that you lent to somebody. If they wore it over a long period of time, the longer the person who is bigger than you has that outfit on, the longer it stays stretched, the less likely it will be to snap back. Whereas somebody just puts it on real quick and takes it off, it'll snap right back. You see what I'm saying? Whereas if you're somebody who has not been big your whole life, maybe you've just been big for a couple of years, maybe you are a yo-yo dieter and you go up and down constantly, and you've never been big for a very, very extended period of time, even if you are one of those people who are in the higher age category, you may be less likely to have loose skin just because of how long your skin has been stretched in the first place. So all of these things are things to consider when thinking about surgery if loose skin is a big deal to you. But also remember that there is ways to get rid of loose skin, and there are also some ways for it to be covered by insurance. So definitely look into that. So I talked about a lot of the factors in why people have or do not have loose skin. So before I show you my loose skin, I think it's important just to let you know what my stats are so you can understand why my skin is the way it is, right? So, start off, I am 31 years old, which puts me right at that cuspy middle ground. I'm almost in the category of being older. I'm almost in the category of being young. I don't know, I'm right in the middle. Definitely not no spring chicken, but I'm not old either. So 31 years old, I've been pregnant 2 times, so my stomach area has been stretched twice. And prior to surgery, I was heavy, being at like my heaviest weight in like the 283 to 273 realm. I was at that weight for about 5 years of my life. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what my loose skin looks like at this point, 6 months post-op. All right, so this is what my body is looking like right now. As far as loose skin, I wanted to start with my arms because that is the place that I have the most, in my opinion, dramatic kind of loose skin. So for my arms, you can see that when I shake them, literally, there's a lot of jiggle there. And this whole pocket here, at the moment right now, I wouldn't say that that is loose skin. Only reason I would not say that that is loose skin is because the area itself, if you look at the skin, it is not that like how can I explain it? It is not like the saggy, droopy skin. Instead, that skin is still pretty solid. The only reason I count it as loose skin still, even though it does not look like loose skin yet, it's still filled with fat, is because I'm about 100% sure that once this area has lost all the weight that I would like to lose, this area is going to have loose skin. I do not think that this part of my body is going to snap back, even though the skin seems pretty solid here. And the reason for that is because even when I was smaller, my arms have always been bigger than they should be for my body. So I already know this is going to just turn into loose skin once the fat is gone from this area. But if you look, if I move it, you can see where my arm, even if I just hold my arm like this, you can see where my arm stops. I can actually hold it, and where this skin that is just hanging down is right there. Same thing on this side. You can see my arm up here, and all of this hanging here is all just skin filled with fat. Once I lose that fat, this is just going to be skin hanging there. This is probably the part of my body that I am the most uncomfortable with, and the part of my body that I'm the most certain that I will be having arm lift once I get to my goal weight, because I want to be able to wear things like this outside and not be uncomfortable about my loose skin. So 100% getting an arm lift. While I'm standing here like this, the next part of my body that I wanted to show you is my stomach. So for the most part, like if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that for the most part, I always wear shorts like this, high-waisted, and it's fine. However, I do have some loose skin on my stomach. So just gonna pull this down to right here. And you can see automatically the hang down right here. You can see this here. Also, if I get closer, you can see these lines right here showing you where the skin is sagging there. I mentioned earlier that I have been pregnant twice, so my stomach area has been stretched out. But I feel like the way the state of my loose skin on my stomach is right now, right here, there is still some fat to be lost. There's still fat in here, so it's not completely all loose skin. I feel like once I get to my goal weight, my stomach will still have this wrinkly loose skin on there, but I feel pretty okay about the way this looks. So the way I'm certain that I'm getting an arm lift, I'm not certain about the tummy tuck just yet. Let me step back. I'm not certain about the tummy tuck just yet, even though I do have this here. I also do still have rolls on my back and on my sides. These love handle rolls. Is this love handles? No, this is not love handles. This is love handles, right? But yeah, I still do have these. They're going away, but they're still not gone yet. But they don't bother me that much either. Next part of my body that I have loose skin on is my legs, specifically my inner thighs. So my inner thigh, I'm just gonna shake it. My inner thigh, as you can see, is pretty jiggly. I have a lot of loose skin in this area of my inner thigh. Like if I just stand here, you can't really notice it, but if I lift my leg, you can see that there's a lot of droopy skin right here. I also do have a lot of discoloration in the in my inner thighs, mostly because when I was at my heaviest, my thighs were always rubbing together. So it was always creating a lot of friction in between my legs, and then also causing like boils, I guess. I don't know what to call them. They're like pimples, but boils in my inner thighs as well, caused by my thighs constantly rubbing together, which they don't do as much anymore. But I still have discoloration from that. I actually bought Ambi cream to try to lighten my inner thigh, and I've been exfoliating the area, trying to fix it that way as well. But regardless, the point of this video is not the discoloration, but I do have a lot of loose skin here. And this is actually loose skin because I can pinch it. I don't know if you can see that. I can pinch it, and the skin itself can be separated from my leg. So there is loose skin there. Right now, it is not something that bothers me. And this is the type of area that I know in the gym, as I start doing more leg exercises, I can fill that in with muscle and tighten that up a little bit. So as of right now, I don't plan on getting a thigh lift or anything like that. I do not feel that this is dramatic enough yet for me to want to get a thigh lift to try to resolve that. And I have, where can I put my foot here? On the dresser? I have the same amount of loose skin on this side of my legs as well. Another area of my body that I do have quite a lot of loose skin is my boobs. I used to have pretty big boobs. I was like a 40 triple D, maybe even bigger. At one point I just started wearing sports bras and stopped even buying bras because they were getting too big, and I was into now and didn't want to buy any bigger sizes. I talked about that in my 6-month update. But for my boobs, now they're pretty much like sacks of skin. So very much like my arm lift that I will be getting, I'm also going to get a breast lift eventually as well in order to resolve that problem. I'm trying to see how I can go about showing you my loose skin without exposing myself on the internet. So I'm just going to, let me see if I get closer. For this area, if I do like this, you can see that a lot of this in here is just skin. And that skin there, for whatever reason, when I wear a bra, I can wear a bra or push-up bra and it's not gonna look like I have too much loose skin. So I'm able to wear outfits with like cleavage and it not look weird because of the way that my, I guess, breast tissue is just set up. But if I don't have a bra, they're literally like hanging down to here. And in my sports bras and even in my regular bras, usually my bras are 2 cups and then a sack of skin just sitting in there. So this is definitely an area of my body that I do plan to get additional plastic surgery for, most likely either a breast lift or implant or small implants to be able to fix that problem. All right, so that is all of my loose skin. Right now I am 6 months post-op, so this can change. So I think when I get to 1 year post-op, I'm gonna do an update video to show you what my skin looks like 1 year after surgery, because I'm pretty sure as I lose more weight, the state of my loose skin is definitely going to change. And I hope this video was helpful for you if you've been wondering what your skin may look like after surgery, or just wondering what my skin looked like if you've been following my journey. I definitely will say this is probably the video I've been the most nervous about doing. Obviously, I'm like half naked on the internet. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that me from 6 months ago would have been okay standing on the internet half naked, exposing myself so that strangers could pick apart my body? But honestly, like, as imperfect as my body is, I'm really happy about where I'm at right now. And I'm really happy of all that I've accomplished with my body, even with it being so imperfect. So I'm not even mad at it. Obviously, this is not the way I would like to look, especially my arms. I would really love to be able to have perfect arms that I can just wear outside and not feel uncomfortable with, which is why I will be having an arm lift. But other than that, loose skin and all, this is still a journey that I would not trade for the world. I do not regret this. I do not think that my loose skin makes the surgery unworth it. I just think it's something that another thing that I'm gonna have to learn to accept and learn to love, or learn how to fix in the future if I do decide to go down that road. But for now, that is going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.
Where in the world is Karen San Diego? From BK to Belly, it's anywhere she say so. She changing your life, can see it straight through her eyes. And sister